At the time that we're filming this, it is my nurse anniversary month. I started a
Yay!
long time ago at Georgetown University in DC in the residency program. And since that time, traveled quite a bit. I was a travel nurse, actually. And then I went back and did the BSN to DNP program at George Washington University. And that
Awesome.
ended in 22, I think. Now, after
Hmm.
that ended, that program was 6 years. So I was 6 years older. The world was 6 years older. The pandemic had happened. My relationship was 6 years older. So I said, instead of jumping like we do if you're very ambitious, you cross one finish line and you run to the next starting line, right? And I
Yeah.
said, I'm just going to pause and start with a blank slate, figure out who I am again, reconnect with my family who's been so patient. And so I said, what would I do if I could do anything for free? And the answer was write. And I needed something to write about. And so I said, well, I kind of fallen in love with dermatology during the pandemic because my love bug had some acne. And so I went to the YouTube University to come up with a skincare regimen. Honestly, if that never happened, I probably would still be doing the same thing to this day, I have to be honest. But I went down that rabbit hole. I never came back. The doctors I was listening to really started getting into the science of it, and they really piqued my interest. So then I started thinking about it not as a consumer, but as a clinician. And I've
Yeah.
learned that the best place for me to retain information is to put myself in a teaching spot. So I came up with this blog, Mahogany Dermatology, and really it was originally a placeholder because one day I wanted to have a clinic. And so I started this blog, and that's the idea was like, I'll read about acne, I'll write about acne. I'll read about psoriasis, I'll write. Like, it was really basic. And I just thought maybe someone else might want this. I had to go find this education and training. Like everyone else, I went to Google and quickly learned that all dermatology resources are actually not MPPA friendly. So you really have to read very closely. I came across a wonderful organization started by Risha and Andrea called Diversity in Dermatology. And I saw they had a blog. And I went to see who they're talking to. And it hadn't been updated since the pandemic. We all had our pandemic projects.
Yeah.
And so I just reached out to them and said, hey, do you need an author for your blog? And they did. So they brought me on as the blog chair. I participated in their Achieve program, which is an online program for derm and Ps and PAs in the first 3 years of derm to build a medical derm foundation. Started going to the conference, networking, continued my reading in derm. Just got super immersed in it, and my life has never been the same. By working with them, I started being more exposed to the business side of derm, and that changed everything. And that's partly why now you heard you talk about Mahogany Dermatology nursing education and research.